I'm gonna walk in.
I'm just out there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
So thank you, Tim, for coming in. We're here interviewing you for a position at our law school in Oxford.
Excellent.
So we're just going to get started. Tim, can you tell me about yourself?
Okay, so I grew up in Delta, and I actually went to a private school called Immaculate Conception for Elementary School. That's a place where I developed good values, and to this day I still use those values in order to be able to conduct myself as such. And then I went to Sand Secondary High School, where I developed good social skills in order to be able to communicate with others with pertinence to subjects that I'm interested in. I then went to college at Canadian Healthcare Academy, where I worked as, or I was working to get my nursing diploma. And this school was really interesting because it allowed me to be more empathetic towards other people and their situations. And then I went to Kwantlen University, and I learned a lot at Kwantlen, and this is a place where I actually learned to develop good leadership skills, and I do hope to take these skills forward with me in my future.
So, Tim, tell me why you choose to pursue an undergraduate degree in political science and how it may help you with our law school.
I think pursuing an undergraduate degree in political science was beneficial because it allowed me to be able to understand society as a whole. And in society, there are laws that people must adhere to and follow. So with the connection of law and politics, I could see how society has formed into our Western democracy that we have today. And I'm actually really interested in how democracy and rule of law is affected in our society.
Describe a time when you were dealing with a stressful situation. How did you handle it?
Okay, so like I have previously worked as a peer tutor at the Learning Center, and like the most like stressful situations or incidences were with students that were like really unprepared, or they were just like really they didn't know what was going on. And I would get these students that just are totally like very, very unprepared. Like, for example, they didn't do their assignment early enough, and they're trying to wait the last day until it's due the next day. And those are really stressful for me because I'm actually a very organized person, and I work towards completing my assignments early, as opposed to what I have experienced with some students at the Learning Center. And I think that the way to deal with this is to be able to have an agenda and to be able to have goals each day in order to be able to accomplish the tasks that you need to be able to do. So I believe that having good goals and setting goals and objectives each day is very beneficial, and that's how I deal with it.
So an important skill to have for studying law is to be able to address an issue from a variety of perspectives. Can you give me an example of how you have addressed and resolved similar conflict?
Can you say that question again?
Yeah. And an important skill to have for studying law is to be able to address an issue from a variety of perspectives. Can you give me multiple examples of how you have addressed and resolved similar conflict?
Okay, so from my understanding, you're trying to ask me about how I address conflict, and you want an example, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was working in a nursing home, and I was actually the LPN, which is the charge nurse at that facility. And I had to be able to maintain cohesion within my team of 3 or 4 carriers. And often I would see these people conflict with each other with regards to care practices or guidelines, or what to do in certain situations. And me as the charge nurse at that facility, I was able to listen to what these people wanted, and we were able to develop a solution that was amicable to all parties involved. And I was able to, as the charge nurse, I was able to rectify their conflicts in that way.
Okay, you have mentioned in your resume that you are effective at making appropriate, quick decisions. Can you give me an example of when you have implemented it?
Okay, so I have really good decision making skills, and I actually developed these skills through my nursing practice. And a situation that I could describe to you is that I was in the nursing station at one point, and I had received notice from a care aide that someone was having shortness of breath, and that their blood pressure was really high. So I went in there and to the client's room and kind of did my head-to-toe physical assessment, and I had found out that it was possible that the client was experiencing a mild heart attack. So I essentially gave the client medication, and then after the medication was ineffective, I then decided to call 911. I believe that that when someone is in peril like that, it is important to notify the authorities. And so once I called 911, the client was sent to the hospital, and it was verified that through various lab tests that the client was experiencing some sort of a myocardial or heart attack. And I believe that I made a good decision, and this displays my decision-making skills, and you can expect me to be able to make quick decisions and decisions with integrity and dignity that represents not only myself but the employer as well.
Tim, what types of law do you wish to specialize in, and why do you think you're well suited for this field?
I want to specialize in corporate law because I've actually been reading about various corporations since I was a young child, and I believe that practicing corporate law would get me to some of the companies that I actually want to work for in the future.
Now, do you have any questions for us?
I'm very interested in social justice, and I was just wanting to know, does your firm have any initiatives that promote or investigate social justice?
Okay, any other questions?
What are the expectations that you require of individuals that you undertake?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you.